Okay, hello. Welcome to week 4 of our homecoming series. You may notice that I am in a different location. Every week it's somewhere different. Where am I going to be next week? No one knows. I am in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You can see some jack-o'-lanterns back there that my kids have been carving with their friends. But it is a beautiful autumn day, and I'm so happy to be here with you um, from my home state at my friend's house. Really interesting that I'm recording this homecoming series, some of it during my return to my place of origin. I hadn't really thought about that, so it's just clicking in. I have had some technical difficulties at the beginning of this recording, so um, we're going to start. I'm going to hope that it's all working okay, and we'll go from there. So we're going to start on our mats in easy pose. I've got my phone with me just because I'm going to read something for you before we get started. I promise I'm not like tweeting on here. And then we will move our bodies. So we're going to start on our mats, easy pose. Whoop, just climbing. Just going to crawl myself over here. Very graceful. So starting in Sukhasana on your mat, surrounded by my pumpkins here. Um, and then legs crossed, or however feels comfortable to you. So if it's more comfortable to sit on a blanket, a folded blanket, or even a couple blocks or books, sometimes if you're really tight in the hips or the knees and this doesn't feel good, then just lifting your hips up above your knees can feel a lot better. So that's an option for you. So here we are, Sukhasana, easy pose, or whatever feels good to you. We are starting hands on the knees, and we're going to start as we always do by just arriving in this space. Sometimes this can feel like the hardest part, just getting here, just getting your mind to let go of, whatever came before this, whatever you've got on your to-do list. It can be really difficult to carve out this space to really arrive in this moment and to be present here. So let's start by just feeling some gratitude, some grace, releasing any expectations that we put on ourselves for how we're supposed to feel when we arrive on our mats. Can you just be really gracious with yourself? You are here, and how you come here is right, is good. So there's no wrong way to arrive. We arrive as we arrive. We come as we are. And we're going to be gracious with ourselves. Take a deep breath in through your nose, really drawing that air down into your belly, feeling the ribs expand top to bottom, front to back, side to side. And then breathing slowly out, back out through the nose, drawing the navel gently back into the spine as you exhale so that you're pushing that air directionally back up and out. Beautiful job. Inhale through the nose, feeling the belly expand. You can even bring your hand to your belly as you breathe in, just if you want to feel that sensation of the diaphragm lowering as your belly, your ribs, your lungs completely inflate. And then feeling your hand sink in as you draw your navel into your spine, pushing all of that air as you deflate the lungs, deflate the belly. Just really slow the breath down. With each breath, can you feel yourself sinking further and further into your mat? Notice where your body touches the mat, and can you imagine, can you feel yourself sinking, becoming more and more connected to this moment in time, to this physical space? Beautiful job. As you continue to breathe, just slowing that breath down, I'm going to read you a poem by one of my favorite poets, Mary Oliver. So you can close your eyes if you like, if that feels safe and comfortable to you, or you can just find a spot in front of you to um, just softly focus on. Continue to deepen your breath to feel yourself sinking into this space. I'm going to read this poem to you. One day you finally knew what you had to do and began, though the voices around you kept shouting at their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble and you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life, each voice cried, but you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do, though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible. It was already late enough, and a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voice behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life that you could save. Bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and let the thumbs just come to the nape of the neck. Maybe even give yourself a little massage there, right where the head connects to the neck. Beautiful job. Inhale, open the elbows wide, lift the gaze up to the sky. On your next exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, draw the elbows together, and without pulling on the head, just gently letting the weight of the hands lengthen the back body. Beautiful job. Inhale, take the elbows wide again, lift the gaze up to the sky. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale, gaze up to the sky. Exhale, chin to chest, elbows come together, gently, gently, not pulling on the neck. Beautiful job. Come back up to center. Well done. Hands come back to the knees. Let's draw some circles with the tips of our nose. So imagining that you've got a pencil attached to the tip there, we're just going to start with really small circles, like we're just tracing a saucer. And then as we go, can you spiral out a little bigger, kind of a dessert plate size? Bigger and bigger as you go. Take it slow till you're at a dinner plate. And finally, much bigger, big serving plate. Beautiful. Notice any little places where you might feel a catch in the neck. Let's stop. I know we're going to rotate the other way, but this time starting with that great big plate, that great big circle, and slowly spiraling in, smaller and smaller. Well done. Until finally we end with our little saucer. Beautiful job. Back to center. Well done. On an inhale, take the arms overhead, palms come together. On an exhale, twist to your right side. Left hand comes to the right knee, right hand comes behind you. As you inhale, can you find a little more height through your spine? as if that string is attached to the crown of your head, gently lifting you up to the sky. And then on each exhale, see if you can find just a little bit of more depth in the twist. Maybe even eventually taking your gaze back over that right shoulder. Well done. On your next exhale, come back to center. Hands come back to the knees. Beautiful job. This time, inhale again. Palms come together overhead. Exhale, twist to the left this time. Right hand comes to the left knee. Left hand comes behind. As you inhale, can you feel that lift through the spine? And as you exhale, can you deepen your twist? Well done. On your next exhale, release. Come back to center. We're going to slowly, gently, lovingly move onto all fours for tabletop. Take your time getting there. How you do anything is how you do everything. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. I've got lots of fall leaves on my mat, but I like that. Draw the navel gently up into the spine, nice long spine. Maybe tuck your chin ever so slightly just to lengthen the back of the neck. Tops of the feet are on the mat. Beautiful job. Inhale. Tip the pelvis forward so that you make a U shape with your back. Lift the gaze, open the chest to the top of the mat, cow. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone underneath. Draw the navel up into the spine. Push away through the hands. Tuck your chin into your chest, taking your gaze back between your thighs. Beautiful job. Inhale, cow. U shape in the spine, gaze lifted. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, cat. Feel that skin stretch between your shoulder blades as you push your hands into the mat. Move through a few of these at your own pace, the rhythm of your own breath. Inhaling for cow, exhaling for cat. Well done. Just a couple more. Beautiful job. When you're ready, come back to tabletop. Great job. Well done. Nice straight back here. On an inhale, take that right leg straight back behind you, pointing those right toes down toward the ground. Notice if you're really dropping all the way over into the left side, so that all the weight is at the left hand and the left knee. See if you can equally distribute the weight between both hands. Right toes are pointing down toward the ground. On an exhale, lower those right toes down to the ground. And then pivot on the right toes, coming onto the sole of the right foot. Swing the left foot out to the side of the mat. Left hand is underneath the left shoulder. And then drag your right hand up across the chest all the way up to the sky. You can follow that right hand with your gaze if that feels good to you, or you can just leave your gaze straight out in front of you. Beautiful job. Exhale, bring the right hand back down to the mat. Swing the left foot back onto the mat. Right knee comes back under the right hip. You're back in tabletop. Beautiful job. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, take that left leg out long behind you. Notice if you're rocking over into the right hip, see if you can equally distribute the weight. Exhale, lower the left toes down to the ground. Pivot onto the sole of the left foot. Swing the right foot out to the side of the mat. On an inhale, drag that left arm up to the sky. Exhale, lower the left hand back down to the mat. Swing the right foot back onto the mat. Left knee comes back underneath left hip. Beautiful job. Back in tabletop. Well done. Let's go again. Inhale, right leg goes out long, toes pointing down to the ground. Exhale, lower the right toes. Pivot onto the sole of the right foot. Swing the left foot out. Inhale, take the right hand up and across the chest all the way up to the sky. Follow that right hand with the gaze. You can take a couple of breaths here, inhaling as you reach through the right hand. And then on your next exhale, lower the right hand all the way back down to the mat. Swing the left foot back onto the mat. Right knee comes back underneath right hip. Tabletop. Beautiful job. Other side. Inhale, left leg goes out long, left toes pointing down toward the ground. Exhale, left toes come down, coming onto the sole of the left foot. Right foot goes out to the side. Inhale, left arm goes up to the sky. Notice if your butt's kind of shoved out back there. See if you can draw it in a little so that you've got a nice straight line from the knife edge of the left foot all the way along the outside of the left leg, the outside of the left body. Beautiful job. On your next exhale, lower that left arm back down. Swing the right foot in. Left knee comes back underneath the left hip, tabletop. I'm going to invite you just to move through that at your own pace a couple of times without me talking you through it. You'll remember from last time that this is our practice. This is our opportunity to just let go a little bit. The big deal here, the thing that we are really focusing on is uniting your breath with your movement, really trying to get out of that intellectual mind, the part of us that just wants to do everything right and tick all the boxes. And so I'm just going to invite you to move through this, really focusing on your breath and your movement and letting go of your need to remember it perfectly. So I'm going to get you started. Inhale, take the right foot out long behind you. Well done. Exhale, lower the toes. You've got this. I'm going to stop talking now. Two more times, so one more time on each side. You've got this. And I'm just going to invite you as we move here, as you just listen to your body and move in a way that feels good, that feels right to you, to think about that poem that we read a minute ago, all those voices calling out to you, mend my life, all the people that we feel responsible for, the other lives besides our own, that we feel responsible for, that maybe even demand our responsibility. And as you move here, can you imagine what it would feel like to let go of the responsibility of mending someone else's life? What would that feel like? It might be a specific person that you're thinking of, or just sometimes it might feel like everybody. Like everyone wants something from you. Everyone needs you to fix all of the problems. What would it feel like to let go? When you're ready, come back to your tabletop. We're going to tuck the toes and then send hips up and back into downward dog. Beautiful job. Keep breathing. Keep a little bend in the knee, and if you'd like, you can lower one heel at a time down to the mat, really opening up the backs of the legs. Inhale, look forward to the hands. Exhale, make your way up to the top of the mat. Beautiful job. Feet are hip width apart. Forward fold. Hands can either just drag on the mat here, or you can grab opposite elbows. Let your head hang heavy. Keep a bend in the knee and find a little bit of a rocking motion side to side. Beautiful job. Release the hands, allow them to hang, and on your next inhale, roll up almost annoyingly slowly, stacking one vertebra on top of another, coming all the way up into Tadasana, mountain pose. At the top, roll your shoulders up to your ears and then down behind your heart space. Opening your heart, arms are at your sides, palms facing forward. Rock forward onto the balls of your feet, back onto the heels. Roll out to the knife edges of the outside of your feet and then in to the arches, and then find your nice strong base there between all four sides of the feet. Beautiful job. Lift the gaze, lift the heart. Take a deep breath in and a long sigh out. Beautiful job. We're going to knock on heaven's door here. That sounds fun, doesn't it? So maybe take the feet just a little bit wider than hip width. Arms are hanging at your sides. And we're going to start just leaning over to the left as we twist, right twist. So just might take a second to kind of get going in a way that feels natural to you. That's okay. But we're going to start just leaning, kind of bending one knee at a time, leaning side to side, and then letting the arms just swing. Just twisting the upper body as the arms swing side to side, and gently slap yourself on the booty or on the hips as you swing. Keep breathing here, and you can choose, it's a little choose your own adventure, what you do with your breath here. So whether that's an kind of inhale for 2, exhale for 2, or inhale, exhale. I keep trying to say outhale. Inhale, exhale. So you can start to speed up now. Keep going. Beautiful job. Keep going. Just a few more seconds. All right, when you're ready, just start to slow down. Don't stop abruptly. Just let your body kind of come back. Slow. Come back to center. Beautiful job. When you're ready, come back into your Tadasana at the top of your mat. Feet are hip width apart, grounding down through all four sides of your feet. Beautiful job. Bend at the knees. Inhale. Take the arms overhead, parallel. And then as if you're holding a globe or a beach ball overhead. So hands are a little spread apart as if you're holding a big ball, volcano pose. Really grounding down through the feet as you reach through the fingertips. Feeling that lengthening along the front body. You can take your gaze up to your globe. Keep breathing. Inhale to reach through those fingertips. As you exhale, bend at the knees. Sit back as if you're sitting into a chair, and then take your arms behind you, airplane arms, so the palms are facing down toward the ground as you sit. If anything here, we're leaning a little back into the heels rather than leaning forward onto the balls of the feet or the toes. Inhale, stand up, volcano pose. Exhale, sit back in your chair, airplane arms. Beautiful. Inhale, volcano pose. Exhale, chair. airplane arms. Inhale, volcano. Exhale, chair. Just a couple more of these. Inhale, volcano. Exhale, chair. Inhale, volcano. Exhale, sit back in your chair. Last one. Well done. We're going to hold this for just a moment. Going to feel a little heat building in the legs. You got this. Can you lower your bum even a centimeter? Well done. Leaning back into the heels. Feeling that burn. 5. You got it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Bring your hands to your heart. Lift the sternum towards your thumbs. Ground down through your back body. Come back to your breath. Feel the earth beneath your feet. As you feel that maybe a little burning in your thighs, acknowledging that work, that heat you've been building, that work you've been doing. Can you think about the ways that you work? Maybe sometimes, if you're honest, a little too hard. On everyone else's problems. Maybe that's just me. Deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Beautiful job. We're going to ground down through the left leg as we lift the right foot off of the ground and step the right foot back, coming into warrior one here. So left knee is over left ankle, right foot is back behind. Legs are on 2 different railroad tracks here, so the right foot is not directly behind the left foot. It's on its own plane. Left knee's over left ankle. Right toes are pointing to the top right corner of their mat, so they're in a 45-degree angle. Beautiful job. Think about the hips pointing toward the top of the mat. Inhale, take your arms parallel overhead, reaching through the fingers, feeling the lengthening along the side body. See if you can take your gaze up. It doesn't have to go all the way to the hands, but just can stop anywhere from straight out in front of you to all the way up to the hands. You find a spot that just feels like, okay, I can maintain my balance here. Well done. Draw the navel gently into the spine to engage the core. Inhale to reach through the fingers. On your exhale, pivot that back foot. Take the stance a little wider, coming into warrior two. So this time, still left knees are over left ankle. Left knees? You've only got one knee. Left knee is over left ankle. Left toes are pointing to the top of the mat. Right foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Beautiful job. Arms are going to go out side to side as your gaze goes out past the left fingertips. Beautiful job. Inhale, flip the left palm to face the sky. Right hand comes down to the back leg, and then the left hand travels up and over. Well done. Exhale back to warrior two. Well done. Straighten that front left knee. Face the palms to the front here rather than down toward the ground. And then let's windmill the arms, bringing the left hand inside of the left knee. You can choose here if you want to go a little deeper. Right hand is going to go up to the sky. Try not to lock that front knee. Well done. Inhale to reach through those top fingertips. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, bringing the right hand down and the left hand down, coming up onto the ball of the back foot. Well done. Lower the right knee down to the ground. Come onto the top of the right foot. low lunge. Inhale, lift your fingertips off of your mat, take them up, parallel, up and over. Beautiful job. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, lower the hands back down to the mat. Bring the right hand to the inside of the left foot, and then twist the body as you take the left hand up to the sky. Keep breathing. Breathe here. On your next exhale, lower the left hand all the way back down to the mat. You're in a low lunge. Right knee is still back behind you. Tuck those back right toes. Lift that right knee. Take the left foot back to join the right foot, coming into a plank, and then send hips up and back. Downward dog. Beautiful job. You can walk the dog out here if you like. Lower one heel at a time. Inhale to look forward to the hands. Exhale, walk your way up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, hinge at the hips, stand all the way up. Palms come together overhead. Exhale, lower the hands to the heart. Well done. Bring the hands down to the hips. This time we're going to be grounding down through the right foot, really finding a nice strong base through this right foot. Feet are hip width apart. As we lift the left foot off of the mat and then step it back, we're coming into warrior one. Right knee over right ankle, left toes at a 45-degree angle. Hips are pointing to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms come parallel overhead. Warrior one. Reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, pivot on that back foot. Take the stance a little wider to come into warrior two. Arms out, side to side. Gaze goes out past right fingertips. Beautiful job. On your next inhale, flip that right palm to face the sky. Lower the left hand back down to the back leg and take the right palm up and over. Beautiful job. Exhale back to warrior two. And then straighten that front leg as you windmill your arms, bringing your right hand inside of the right knee. And then you choose if you want to take it a little deeper. Careful not to lock that front leg. Left hand goes up to the sky. Keep breathing. When you're ready, cartwheel that left arm down to the mat. Bring your right hand to the outside of the right foot. We're in a high lunge here. And then we're going to lower that back knee. Come on to the top of the back foot. Left hand is on the inside of the right foot. And then twist the upper body to the right side as you drag the right hand up to the sky. Inhale to reach through those right fingertips. Exhale to bring the right hand back down to the outside of the right foot. Tuck the back toes. Lift that left knee off of the ground. Step the right foot back to join the left foot for plank. Lower the bum, even just a centimeter, really pushing through the hands. Send hips up and back for downward dog. Well done. On your next inhale, rock forward into plank. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Well done. Send your hips back to your heels. If you need more room for your front body, you can bring your big toes together, take your knees out wide, sink your front body all the way down to the mat. Arms are stretched out long in front of you. Come back to your breath.
bring your hands together, your palms together, and then leaving the elbows where they are. We're just going to bring those prayer hands to the back of the head, like a little shark fin or a steeple. Continue to breathe. As you rest here, as you start to sink deeper into this pose, feel that opening in your hips, in your shoulders, your chest, your legs. Can you also feel another spaciousness? If you can release some of that responsibility that you feel for everyone else, if you can let go of a little bit of that hard work you do for everyone else's problems, what are you making space for? When you're ready, lower your palms back down to the mat. If your knees are together, go ahead and bring your big toes together and take your knees out wide. And then you're just going to walk your hands back in between your knees. We're going to do a little lion's breath here. So palms are on the mat in front of you. Knees are spread out wide. Inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, the tongue is going to go out. The gaze is going to go right in between the eyebrows, as if you were, I don't know, when I was a kid, I used to do like cross my eyes at the bottom, cross my eyes at the top. That's one of my party tricks. If you can think about crossing your eyes at the top so that you're taking your gaze to that spot right in between your eyebrows. As you exhale, tongue is going to go out. Eyes are going to go up and in between, and we're going to make as much noise as we can with a ha sound for our lion's breath. So inhale in through the nose, really lifting the chest as you breathe, and then good job. Let's do it 3 times. Last one, big one. Beautiful job. Walk the hands forward, coming into tabletop. Knees come back underneath the hips. Slide the left knee back and the right knee forward, coming into pigeon. You'll recognize this one from before. Careful not to just collapse over onto that right hip. If you need to grab a pillow or something and tuck it underneath the right hip, go for it. If and when you're ready, you can move down onto your forearms. When you're ready, bring your palms back to the mat. Lift your chest. Slide that right knee back underneath the right hip. Bring the left knee underneath the left hip. Just come back into tabletop for a moment. Let's do a cat-cow here. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale to tuck the tailbone Push through the hands, drop the head, taking the gaze back between the thighs. Beautiful job. Come back to tabletop. Slide the right knee back, slide the left knee forward, pigeon. Lift through the chest. And then when you're ready, you can sink down onto your forearms. You can always grab a couple of books or blocks here and just put them right in front of you, and then you can bring your forearms to those just to bring the earth a little closer to you. So if this ever feels like a little too much, that is an option for you. Also, if pigeon in general is too much, you may remember before, I don't even want to say too much, but if it's just not if it's not in your wheelhouse, it's not in your practice at the moment, if it doesn't feel right in your body, the other option you may remember from last time is to come onto your backside on your mat, and you can just sit here with hands behind you and cross one leg over the other. And that's going to be that's going to kind of work on a very similar area to pigeon. Just working in those hips, in the hamstrings. If you're in pigeon, slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift yourself up to tabletop. Slide the knees back underneath the hips. And then when you're ready, you can move yourself onto your bum on your mat. It's very bright out here. I don't know if you guys are picking up on that on the video, but you can move yourself onto your bum on your mat. Knees are bent, feet are on the mat. And actually, we're going to just take the legs out a little bit longer. We don't want them straight out, but just take them out, and you can play with this as we move here. Keep a bend in the knee. Inhale to take the arms up and over. Exhale, bend forward, wrap the hands around the outside of the feet. Resting the torso on the thighs. And if you like, you can lower your head down to your knees. But you pay attention here. And this isn't a competition to see who can fold themselves as flat as possible. It's just you feeling out your edge. When you're ready, inhale, sit yourself back up. Take your left leg out long, bend the right knee, and bring the sole of the right foot to the mat. Then we're going to lift this right foot, cross it over so that the right foot comes to the outside of the left knee. Twist the upper body toward the right side of the mat. Right hand comes behind your bum. Left elbow is going to wrap around your right knee. As you twist to the right side. Notice if you're kind of relaxing back here, we want to keep a nice tall spine. So if you need to, you can bring that right hand a little closer into your bum to help you find lift through the spine. Well done. Imagining again that string attached to the crown of your head, just gently lifting you. If you want to take this even deeper, you can also bend this left elbow, tuck it around the outside of the right knee, and take these left fingers up into the sky. You choose what feels good, what feels right, what feels like your edge. Beautiful job. When you're ready, unwind, come back to center. Take the right leg out long, bend the left knee this time. Lift that left foot up and over, taking it to the outside of the right knee. Twist the upper body to the left side, wrapping the right arm around the left knee. Left hand comes behind. Seated spinal twist. Deep breath in. As you exhale, come back to center. Bend both the knees this time. Hands come behind the thighs, and then lower yourself slowly down onto your back. Well done. Take your arms overhead, stretch them out as far as they'll go. Take your legs out long, stretch those toes out. Make your body as long as possible. Really reaching through the hands, through the toes. And then when you're ready, breathe out. Bring your arms to your sides. We're coming into Shavasana. Let your feet fall out side to side. Arms at your sides with the palms facing the sky. If you have any lower back problems, another option is to bend your knees, feet on the mat, and take them out. Take the feet out to the edges of the mat and let the knees just knock in together. So you choose what feels good. We just really want to rest here and be relaxed. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, tucking them behind the heart space. And before we start our Shavasana, before we really sink down into this few minutes of rest, I'm going to read this poem for you one more time. So just find yourself as relaxed as possible. Find yourself a nice, restful position. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a long breath out, allowing the muscles of your face to relax, letting the tongue drop away from the roof of your mouth. And just listen as I read to you one more time before we sink fully into our Shavasana. One day you finally knew what you had to do and began. Though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble and you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life, each voice cried, but you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do, though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations. Though their melancholy was terrible, it was already late enough and a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voice behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice, which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life that you could save. You can rest now. I'm going to hold this space for you. If you'd like a longer Shavasana, you can just pause the video here and stay as long as you like. Otherwise, take one arm overhead and lie it on the ground beside your ear. And when you're ready, you roll over onto your side using that arm beneath your head as a pillow. Draw your knees up into the fetal position. Take a few breaths here before you move on. There's no rush. When you're ready, you can push yourself up into a seat. Bring your hands to your heart in prayer, lifting the sternum up to the thumbs. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Bow with me and whisper, Namaste.